Well, here we are out here again. Today is June 6th, 2025. I'm doing this progression video because it's Friday. Well, I think the last video that I put on, CJ had left for camp. Well, today is his return. And it's the first day that I'm off from Wednesday and Thursday. So he'll be returning today, and we'll see how his camp life went. But another story, we have a slight risk of severe weather today. Mostly damaging winds and flooding rains. So I think the 2% tornado risk is back to our west. So I'm not really seeing a tornado risk as of right now. So that's good. But we have supposed to be a MCS, a meso convective system that's supposed to come through. It's basically a squall line. And it's right now in Memphis. No, it's not in Memphis. Where's it at? It's back here in Arkansas. And we can have scattered strong storms today ahead of it. And what it is, there's a stationary boundary that's going to settle over us, and that will bring our chances of severe weather today, tomorrow, and Sunday. So 3 days of possible severe weather. So and I think tomorrow they said the greater risk for severe weather is, oh crap, almost did it there. Did not know that was there. See any ants? That's good. Accidentally stepped on that. You can see all the ants running around. They're bad. I didn't even know they were there until I felt the cushiness. I was like, wow, that feels really squishy. See how that's growed up. So we have something to do in the fall. Have to you can see how everything looks. It's supposed to be hot and humid today, of course. You know, of course, on the 1st was the first day of, what do you call it? Calendar summer. Which summer has already started, so can't really say, well, summer ain't started until the 1st of June. I don't go by calendars, I go by the weather, and it's been summer. So early June we can get into setups like we are now. Then it kind of fizzles out. The tornado risk is not as strong in June, but in reality our risk actually increases, not for large violent tornadoes, but for systems like this, where you get a MCS that forms and moves into the area, that's when we get some of our greatest severe weather. Now last year we didn't have nothing in early June, I don't think. But we did have, what do you call it? I don't think we had any. We had them storms in early July. And that was it. But this year's, you know, of course every year is different. This year we're slated for, or this today, which actually today is June the 6th, 2025. I think in 1944, might have been 45, I'm not sure on the exact years. There was D-Day, so we're celebrating, D-Day, remembering all those who fought in D-Day. So I've seen it online. Look at him. Look at him. What? Oh. But anyways, so we could have some severe weather this evening, maybe even late this evening tonight. So we'll see what happens. But all that matters to me is my boy's coming home and I get to see him. I really missed him. So, and then yesterday, or today, starts my day, starting vacation. So that's nice. Need to get back there and start that John Deere up. It ain't been started in a while. I just don't want to let it go there. But anyway, I figured I'd make a progression video kind of showing how it's going, and CJ coming home today. We'll be going and getting him here in about 45 minutes. Well, whenever they get there. But we're leaving in about 45 minutes to go get him. So, hi Delilah. Still attached to me there. So, anyway, I figured I'd make this progression video because I'm off for 12 days. So, that's nice. I don't go back until let's see, I'm off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday and Tuesday, and then I go back Wednesday. So today's the 6th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th. So I don't go back till the 18th, that Tuesday, whatever the day that is. So you can see the clouds building up. Oh, what was that? Did you hear that, Bo? I was like, don't even start. Did you hear that, Delilah? She's like, I'm busy. Oh, but yeah. So we're fixing to go get our boy, and then ride out these storms tonight, or this evening, whenever it gets here. So we'll see. But it's just a slight risk with I think a 15% damaging winds. I don't think it's hail, maybe a 5%, and then tornado risk is 0. Well, they say, well, it's low, but not 0. They've been saying that every time now, because really any thunderstorm, you get a complex like that, you can get a spin-up tornado to happen. I mean, it's possible. And they're usually quick spin-ups, and then they're already done. You don't get them long trackers or strong and violent tornadoes. So what we got here? Black Memorial and Karen Wellness information. But anyway, we're just hanging out here, just enjoying the day, waiting on the time to go get CJ. It's been a good week. I mean, Monday and Tuesday I kind of wanted. No, Monday I was a little, I didn't like it. I was worried about CJ. I was wondering how he was going to do this week, and I was worried about him. But then it kind of filtered in that, well, he needs this. He needs to be away from us sometimes. It ain't, you know, the more time you spend away from family, you kind of grow a little bit. So we'll see how he does. And then, you know, because you kind of get on your own a little bit. And I'm not saying to throw kids out alone all the time. I mean, they're with trusted adults. But it's, you know, a little, you kind of worry still. But I know when I moved from here to Missouri by myself, I was alone. You know, I had Crystal and I had Michaela, but I didn't know her dad and her mom and her sister and her brother and friends up there and family. I didn't know none of them, so, you know, I was kind of alone. But I done it, you know, and I grew a lot, you know. Being away from family, it helps you grow a lot. You know, you find out who you are. Come on now, go away. A red wasp bear is like, I want to be friends. Yeah, I don't want to be friends with you. So, I quit now. Go somewhere. So I thought, well, this is good for him. And then I made it through Wednesday and Thursday, you know, at work. And then so I was like, why are you over here talking to yourself, you freak? I talk to myself a lot. But yeah, I think it was good for him. Then I went through work, got that over with, and now I'm off a week. Well, actually, 12 days, you know, so I can relax. Mom and Crystal will be leaving, and they'll be leaving Monday. So, at Monday, Crystal only has one more day of work, and then she'll be off. She'll be going on vacation. So they'll be having a good time, won't they both? Both says, I'm not going to have a good time. Yeah, because you're going to be stuck here with me and CJ. But, we'll do all right. Clean my bird bath out. But yeah, here we are though. I wonder how much rain we've gotten. Doesn't look like very much from that shower we had the other day. What was it? Wednesday. Yeah, we had one Wednesday. Oh, it feels so good. And less than an inch. I have to kind of wonder how much I get to today if we get any storms. I know we will. It's just, I don't know if we're going to get individual storms. You know, the prefrontal, it's not really a front, is it? It's just a complex. They have the whole area under a slight risk. Tomorrow is an even bigger area. It's all the way, I think, from Kentucky down to the coast and then eastward from western Kentucky. No, it's even further than that. I think it's central Arkansas southward to the coast and then eastward. All the southeast is under a slight risk tomorrow, because they're still having questions about tomorrow's MCS. They don't know if it's going to be, you know, where the track of it's going to go. They'll trim it down more as, you know, they get closer. So, I think I got a lot of phlegm buildup from allergies. So yeah, just doing that now. And then Sunday, I think we're under a marginal. I'm not really sure. I haven't really looked at that day. Nobody's really been talking about it. You just see people posting the, you know, the slight and stuff like that, and saying, you know, damaging winds and isolated tornadoes possible. And so you don't see anything, you know, over, you know, about individual days. nobody's really talking like, oh, it looks like that day is, a sneaky tornado set up. I ain't seen that yet. I've seen it's just, damaging winds, the main risk, because they don't really know how this squall line's going to go, this MCS. You can see our banana tree there is growing good. Uh-oh. Looks like we got a problem here with June bugs, or Japanese beetles. They love eating these banana plants, causing giant holes in them. Go over here. These wrinkles. Wrinkles like, I'm laying in the shade, boy. Oh, there's Mom's tomato plants. One of them's getting huge. And then cucumber plants. And then her strawberry plants. There's the other rose bush right over there. So I was like, I'm just gonna lay down. Oh, boy, he weed-eated along the fence line, which looks good, and I did too. Mine's already growing back pretty good. Bo, what you doing there? Got a bunch of ivy here. But he went and cut that limb down that was hanging down in front. I'm like, hell yeah, I didn't have to do it. Oh, damn stick. Oh. But anyway. We'll see how today goes. Well, once we get CJ home, it'd be like, oh, okay, somewhat of a relief. Don't have to sit around wondering, what is he doing? I wonder if he's doing okay. I wonder if he's having fun. I wonder if this, I wonder if that. How's the trip gonna go? Are they gonna have a safe trip? You always, a million things running through your mind. So, while he was gone, you're like, well, I hope they don't have any bad weather. I hope, no kids are being to him. I hope no adults are being to him. Just a million things go through your mind that you can't protect him from because you're not there. So now you're like, okay, once we get him home, you can, he's coming home to bad weather this evening, but I don't think that really matters. Bo, come on. Oh. See, last year, come on. When was it? 2016? I think it might have been 2016. Yeah. 2016 or 2015 one. Right down there. We live up on a hill there. Try to show you. I mean, you can see down in the valley there. Right down from here, right at the bottom of that hill. Not last year, damn it. 2015, 2016, something like that. There was a tornado. It went right. Let's see. I don't think I can show you the barn, because it's a lot of trees in the way. But there's a barn right below us here that the whole side of it was tore off. The roof, the walls, and everything. It didn't collapse, just tore that side off and moved right up through there and went right up that hill. There's more properties up on the hill there. And of course they said, oh, it didn't start until it got into way east of us. I know what a tornado path looks like. You know, you have nothing around except a damage path going right up through there. Something's going on. So you can tell the difference. So that was during MCS in June. That's when it happened. So it didn't happen during, you know, March, April, or May during their peak tornado season. It happened during June, and it was a small, weak. Well, it wasn't weak. I mean, it was pretty strong there. I think it was an EF0, or it might have been an EF1. Might have been an EF0. But it come right up through there. And we were here at home, me, Crystal, and CJ. And one of my cousins was here. He was outside recording outside. And then we was inside, and we heard the wind hit the house there, and it creaked like it was gonna fall over. And then we took cover in the hallway, and then it was pretty much over. It was just heavy rain and, you know, some extreme winds, but that's what MCSs can do here. Create them spin ups and, you know, lay down a damage path. And then we walk down here. In fact, on my Facebook page, it's got, you know, some damage from it there. I remember, but it was crazy. No tornado warning, no nothing there. So that's the thing about here. They don't usually issue tornado warnings, but with social media, how much their coverage there is now, it might be a little harder to slip by. But tornadoes can spin up in an MCS quickly and cause a little bit of damage and then move on, and then, you know, spin out or rope out. So it's not a traditional tornado. It's more of a, you know, a quick spin up. And that's our biggest thing, is spin up tornadoes. You know, that's when we get them. You don't have time to take cover. It just happens and you get damage. Well, in fact, here, and we haven't never had it here. We've always had them around us. You know, that one was fairly close. It was like right next to the house. But we've always had them in Madisonville, you know, Mount Vernon, or McMinn County, you know, or around us. And down in that valley right there, we've seen them in there. So, but anyway, I figured I'd make a video talking about CJ's coming home and the weekend of damaging wind and possible spin up tornadoes. We'll see there. I mean, they'll probably put more into, I mean, it's one of them quick ones that you don't know it's going to happen until it already happens. And you're like, well, I've survived another one. So we'll see. Hi, little bit. What you doing, girl? She said, I am running away. Well, I will see you in the next video.